Jurors in the Naeem Williams trial will wake up tomorrow with a rare burden on their plates, deciding whether Williams should be put to death for killing his daughter. Hawaii is one of 18 states that have abolished the death penalty, making this a rare and historic moment in our state's legal history. The jury in the Naeem Williams trial will first decide if the former soldier is eligible for the death penalty, and if so, members will then deliberate on whether he should receive that penalty. If they decide so, it would be the first death penalty conviction here since pre-statehood. The death penalty was abolished in 1957. UH law professor Williamson Chang says it was abolished after a Democratic shift in government and says what was seen as racism in the past played a big role. Between 1826 and 1944, 75 documented hangings were carried out in Hawaii, many in the old buildings at the Oahu Community Correctional Center. Those killed included 24 Hawaiians, 24 Filipinos, 6 Japanese. Just one Caucasian man was sentenced to death. The federal government has the right to charge the capital crime here because Williams' murder took place on federal property, a U.S. Army base. And even with the death penalty opponents in Hawaii, there have been no protest in the case so far.
There's not a lot of clamor. I think part of it's because of the horrific nature of the crime. Even Barack Obama said he has a limited sort of view of the death penalty, but he would include murder of a child. I think the race of the defendant is also a factor. I think that he's a military person, perhaps not a resident of Hawaii, certainly has an aspect to this case.
The main issue is to take a life when life is lost is revenge. It's not justice. And so, as an aligned society, I think we really have to aim towards being better.
Josh Cooper, director of the Hawaii Institute for Human Rights, says instead of protesting, they're hoping to change the climate so the beating that led to Talia Williams' death doesn't happen again. The jury in this trial must be unanimous. It has the final role. If Williams is sentenced to death, execution will not be carried out here. Federal officials tell us he will more than likely be sent to the Terre Haute Federal Facility in Indiana, where the only recent federal death sentences have been carried out, and where every male federal death row inmate is currently imprisoned. Lethal injection is the method of execution there. Now, numerous times over the past few years, bills have been introduced at the state capitol to reinstate the death penalty. In fact, there was one just last year. Chang says he doubts it will ever be reinstated in Hawaii.